So this is 11.4, day 2. We're going to find the area of each regular polygon with the given radius or apothem. If your answer is not an integer, leave it in simplest radical form. So this first one, because it's a regular polygon, is an equilateral triangle. So I know that these are all 60. The other thing that I know is all the sides are congruent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the center and the apothem that's drawn, and we're going to calculate some measurements. So I'm really just focusing on this piece right here. So because all of the vertices or angles in the corner are 60 degrees, when I turn this into a small right triangle, and I know it's a right triangle because remember the apothem is perpendicular, this becomes 30 degrees. And that means this one up here is 60. So I have a 30, 60, 90. And what I remember from 30, 60, 90 is that 8 is the short leg, which is the same thing as x. That means the hypotenuse is 2x, and the long leg is x root 3. So I'm going to go back to my triangle and just start labeling stuff. So this is actually 8 root 3. But that means this is also 8 root 3. So that means that the entire side length is 16 root 3. So I think we have all the information that we need to calculate the area. Remember that the area of a regular polygon is 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter. Well, the perimeter of this shape, 3 times 16 is 48 root 3. So my area is 1/2 times 8 times 48 root 3. So half of 8 is 4. 4 times 48 is 192. So my area equals 192 root 3 centimeters squared. Okay? All right, so down at the bottom we have some composite figures. What I want you to focus on is we're finding the area of the shaded region, and we need to identify the shapes. So in example A, I have a trapezoid and I have a triangle. So let's see, area of a trapezoid, base 1 plus base 2 times the height all over 2. Area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height. So when I talk about the area of the trapezoid, I need to find the base measures. So the base measures 8 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 is 12 times the height. I don't know the height of this trapezoid yet. I have to calculate it. All over 2. So let's calculate the height. So I need to know this measure right here. Well, I can look at the triangle and I know that this is 2. So if I were to, and the outside is 6, if If I were to drop a perpendicular, this would become 1. So I really have 6 squared minus 1 squared equals, we'll call it a squared. So 36 minus 1 equals a squared. That means that the height is 35, or the square root of 35. So the square root of 35 equals a. So the height of that triangle is the square root of 35. So that means that the height of the trapezoid is 1. Do you see this little right here? 1 plus the square root of 35. And I'm just going to turn that into a decimal. So 1 plus the square root of 35 is 6.916. I'm going to say 6.92. So, actually, I'm not going to round it up. I'm just going to leave it at 6.91. We'll just round our answer to the nearest tenth. So 8 plus 12 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 times 6.91 equals 69.1. So that's the area of the trapezoid. From that, we have to subtract the area of the triangle. 1/2 times 2 times the square root of 35. So half of 2 is 1. So I just need the square root of 35. And that is 5.91. So 6.91 minus 5.91. So my final area is 63.19. When I round that to the nearest tenth, that means it's about 63.2 centimeters squared. The second shape looks to me like a parallelogram, which is base times height, and a kite. 1/2 d1 times d2. So the base, 14, times the height, 9, is 126. Diagonal 1 is 14. Diagonal 2 is 9. So that's also 126. Half of 126 is 63. I have to subtract those. So 126 minus 63 equals 63 feet squared. So you have a short assignment today. I think it's just 10 questions. Do your work on a separate sheet of paper and then put your answers into the form. But please make sure you send me the form. It's actually a Google Doc today. Send me the Google Doc filled out and a picture of your work. And all of those directions are on the worksheet or in the module as well. Have a great day.